Are you struggling to install Docker on your Windows 10 Home Edition? You're not alone. Many users face this challenge, and today we're going to tackle it together. I completely understand how frustrating it can be when you're eager to use a tool like Splash, but installation issues get in the way. It's a common hurdle for many developers. So here's the specific question we're addressing. One user mentioned they are having trouble installing Docker on their Windows 10 Home Edition. They need Docker to use Splash. Sound familiar? Let's dive into the details. Now, why might this be happening? Windows 10 Home Edition has some limitations when it comes to Docker installation, especially since Docker typically requires Windows 10 Pro or Enterprise. But don't worry, there are workarounds. Stay with me until the end, because I have a great workaround that will allow you to run Docker on your Windows 10 Home Edition seamlessly. To begin resolving the Docker installation issue on Windows 10 Home Edition, the user needs to enable the Windows Subsystem for Linux feature. This is essential for running Docker on this version of Windows. Next, the user should enable the Virtual Machine Platform feature. This is required for Docker to function properly on Windows 10 Home Edition. After enabling these features, the user must restart their computer to apply the changes. This step is crucial for ensuring that the new settings take effect. Once the computer has restarted, the user should download and install Docker Desktop for Windows. This version is compatible with Windows 10 Home Edition. Finally, the user should launch Docker Desktop and complete the initial setup. This will allow them to start using Docker and run applications like Splash. Fun fact, did you know that Docker was originally designed to run on Linux? That's why using WSL is such a game changer for Windows users. Now, let's look at the answers provided by other users. An alternative solution for installing Docker on Windows 10 Home Edition involves enabling Hyper-V through the command line. First, create a batch file named hyperv.bat and run it as an administrator. This script installs Hyper-V features. After running the script, reboot your computer. Next, modify the Windows registry to trick the Docker installer into thinking you have Windows Pro. Change the edition ID from Core to Professional. After installing Docker, remember to revert the registry change back to Core. Now, let's see a response from a different user. An alternative solution for Docker installation issues on Windows 10 Home Edition involves several steps. First, enable virtualization from your BIOS settings. Next, ensure that only one virtualization tool is active, so remove any others, including unchecking the Windows Hypervisor platform in the Windows Features menu. Then, disable Credential Guard. This can be done by running a PowerShell script in administrator mode. You will need to change the execution policy to unrestricted and run the script to disable Credential Guard. After executing the script, your system will reboot. Let's take a look at another answer from another user. An alternative solution for installing Docker on Windows 10 Home Edition is to use Docker Toolbox. This user successfully installed it by enabling virtualization in their system's BIOS. That wraps up that answer. Let's move on to another one. An alternative solution for installing Docker on Windows 10 Home Edition is to use WSL2 or Windows Subsystem for Linux. First, enroll in the Windows Insider program on the slow track. Then, enable WSL by following the instructions on the Microsoft website. Next, upgrade to WSL2 using the provided link. After that, download the Docker Desktop installer that supports WSL2. Finally, make sure to check the boxes to use WSL2 instead of Hyper-V during installation. That's it for that response. Let's explore another one. An alternative solution from another user suggests that by installing the latest Windows 20 H1 update, you can successfully install Docker Desktop on Windows 10 Home. Here's the pro tip. Always keep your Docker Desktop updated to ensure compatibility and access to the latest features. And there you have it. You should now be able to install Docker on your Windows 10 Home Edition and start using Splash. If you found this video helpful, please subscribe for more tech tips and tricks.